If you know me, which you probably don't, you may know that I love the plasma gun. It's super good, and today I'm going to talk about my personal build for it. Here I've got one with a base rating of 370, pretty high damage, stopping power, charge rate, and thermal resistance. A little bit lacking on the ammo, but that's alright. My perks include 25% extra damage to carapace armored enemies and 20% to flak, which I could not change. I have shattering impact and gets hot. Shattering impact, the target receives 4 stacks of 5% brittleness during a projectile hit, which lasts 5 seconds. This is a lie. This actually gives 10 for a max of 40% brittleness, which I think is an excellent blessing. I also rolled in Gets Hot, which gets me 50% extra critical chance based on my heat level. So the higher my heat, the more crit chance I get. Very useful for when there's a lot of crap I gotta shoot. My talent tree looks a little something like this. I've got Vanguard for 20% sprint cost reduction, Tactical Reload for 20% reload speed if my weapon contains ammo, which is very useful because the plasma gun does take quite a while to reload. For a little bit of defense, I took Close Order Drill, which gives up to 33% toughness damage reduction the closer I am to my allies. Confirmed Kill is super important with the plasma gun as it replenishes 10% toughness on an elite or a specialist enemy kill, and then a further 20% toughness over 10 seconds. Very useful if you're getting shot at or if you need to cool down the weapon. I also have Long Shot for extra range damage and Exhilarating Takedown for more toughness and toughness damage reduction on those weak spot kills. I took the health here, took the stamina here, and I have to take the 50% toughness here. I went with the Shredder Frag Grenade. The plasma gun's pretty good against like big armored guys, rushers and bulwarks and reapers, stuff like that, which I would normally throw my crack grenades at, but since I don't really need those so much, I took Shredder Frag Grenades, as this is going to help out when I get kind of surrounded or stuck, you know, in a horde or something. Just kind of a nice bailout thing and applies some stacks of bleeds to all the enemies hit. I had to take the rage damage here, and then Catch a Breath, replenish 5% toughness per second when there are no enemies within 8 meters. Survivalist is my aura, which replenishes 1% ammo for you and allies in coherency whenever any of you kill an elite or specialist enemy. Survivalist is very important as the plasma gun is not the most ammo efficient weapon and can use quite a bit, so Survivalist is really nice. Taking the reload speed, I went with Kill Zone, which gives me 15% base range damage when no one's around within 8 meters. So if I feel like shooting stuff from really far away, or just feel like standing in the back of the group, I'll get a little bonus damage for that, and that's pretty nice. For my ability, I went with Executioner's Stance. You enter a ranged stance for 5 seconds. When in your ranged stance, you instantly equip your ranged weapon. You deal plus 25% range damage and a further plus 25% ranged weak spot damage. Your spread and your recoil are greatly reduced, which doesn't matter too much for the plasma gun, but the really important thing about this ability is that it highlights the human-sized elite enemies and the specialists. Adding to that, I take Relentless, which, when you kill an outlined enemy, it refreshes the duration of its bonuses for 5 seconds. You get to keep the extra damage longer, you get to keep everything highlighted longer. It's pretty nice. Coming down here, we have to take the range damage, and I'm also going to scoot way over here. I have to take this Suppression Dealt because I want Born Leader. Allies in Coherency replenish 15% of any toughness that you replenish. A little something for the team, you know? Tactical Awareness, I also am taking. Combat ability cooldown reduced by 6 seconds on specialist enemy kill. Very useful as we're going to be killing a lot of specialists. Follow that up with Iron Will, 50% reduced toughness damage if above 75% toughness. This is going to combine really nicely with stuff like Confirmed Kill and Exhilarating Takedown, as your toughness is going to be constantly up pretty high if you are killing stuff, as you should be, which means you'll keep the 50% toughness damage reduction most of the time. Taking the 25% additional toughness, I also take Rending Strikes, 10% rending to all weapons, which is super nice, and bring it down plus 20% damage to Ogrins and Monstrosities. Back over here on the left side of the tree, I take Precision Strikes for an extra 30% weak spot damage. Also take Fully Loaded for a little bit extra ammo, 25%. Helps me kind of not run out so I can kill more things. Superiority Complex, plus 15% base damage to elite enemies. Very useful. And I also take Marksman. On abilities for 10 seconds, any weak spot hits gain 20% power. And then down here, just a little bit of 10% toughness damage reduction. I sometimes will switch this off, and I'll take the Keystone Focus Target here when I want to do a little bit more damage, but Personally, I think Vet's got a really good skill tree. You really don't even need to use any of the keystones. But if you're going to take one with this build, probably take Focus Target here. In addition to my plasma gun, I take a Mark III combat blade. Not really for anything other than mobility. Kind of use it to get around and escape situations. You know, it's good enough for hordes. I have my grenades to really bail me out if I need to. Another weapon I like to use is the Dapper Shovel here. Pretty good side-to-side motions and easily kills hordes with little effort. You lose a lot of the mobility the dagger gives you, but hordes become easier. So it's just kind of a trade-off in that way. And for my curios, go with health, revive speed, sprint efficiency, and couldn't change the damage resistance to tox flamers, but that's okay because they're pretty deadly. I have a toughness curio as well, more revive speed, some toughness regen speed, and some damage resistance to bombers that I could not change, and then more health, toughness, regeneration speed, revive speed, and stamina regeneration. Part of the reason why I use the dagger is so I can run it pretty fast and pick people up in a hurry if they need some help, because I'm a nice guy like that. And that's my plasma gun build, guys. If you like this video, feel free to subscribe to this channel, leave me a like, and maybe a comment down below. Tell me what you thought of the build and what you might change, or what you wouldn't change, I guess. I also have a Discord link in the description down below. Over 2,200 people in there. Some of us play Darktide, some of us play Vermintide, some of us play both. I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh.
Incoming behind in the worst way.
Oh.
They will never.
Alright, Twist, get up, please. Hey, look, a beast Nurgle. Oh, you fuck! This bitch. I'm getting kicked by a flamer. Save me, incompetence. There's another flamer. Ah!